Young man, but you're a dumb mother effer.
Okay, well, you can back
You don't
up.
get to detain people. No, you can back up. No, you can back up.
Chill out. Shh. If you would like to. If you would like.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram, and I am a storyteller. Welcome to the bunker. Okay, so on this video, I'll jump in real quick. This video I decided to highlight because in this audit, he's wearing a body-worn camera. And that's what I think. If you want to be an auditor and you want to be like the police and check the police, I think that those interactions should be as natural as possible. I think the camera introduces something into it that doesn't need to be there. Just like the cops, the cameras are on, the cameras are on. And in this case, this auditor uses a body-worn camera, and I presume the other person that's with him is using a body-worn camera. And so this is the way, if you're gonna do an audit, I think this is the most natural interaction you're gonna have with police. So let's just jump in and watch, and you can see what I'm talking about here.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Just doing our investigation.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I told them you probably wouldn't come, and I told them if you're not coming, we'll just leave now.
Okay.
Because they didn't want to cooperate. And you know that I already spoke with you, so you know we're not going to try to force cooperation like the police would do. No, we're not cops. We wouldn't.
He does throw in some of those provocative statements, and he's not wrong. They kind of add a little bit of depth to it.
We wouldn't get violent with anybody.
So we're just going to talk to them real quick about why we got called in. Okay.
Sure.
But as of right now, we are on a call for service, so we'll speak to you briefly about it once we finish talking to them.
Okay. All right. Are we detained then?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, we're detained.
It's a call for service. You're not free to go.
Oh.
Okay, so let's stop the video right here. So if you've been watching these amendment videos or these audits, and you've been watching some of my videos, okay, so he says that they're detained now. Remember what we talked about. So is there a crime that they're investigating? Like articulate a reasonable suspicion that he should be detained for some investigation of a crime, right? Okay.
A call for service? What crime are we suspected of?
So right now, that's what we're going to talk to them.
What crime are we suspected of?
You're detained for investigation. Okay.
Investigation of what crime?
Just hang out for a while. Okay.
No. I'm gonna go ahead and out the door. No. Am I detained?
You're not free to
For
leave.
what crime?
You are not free to
For
leave.
what crime?
You're
What's
not-
your name?
you're not-
L-E-I-N-A?
Officer,
Are you
you're not
a
free to leave.
supervisor?
No.
But you're
Okay.
not free to leave.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Our supervisor is there, but you're not free to leave. right
What
this
crime do you suspect me of?
second. You're not free to leave.
What crime do you suspect
Okay,
me
so
of?
keep your voice down.
I don't have to keep my voice down.
You can be charged with disorderly, okay?
Do you know what disorderly is? Come on, I'm not new here. This is my job. You understand
I
that?
understand. So
Okay.
just hang out for me.
No, I'm not. I don't need to hang out for
Okay.
you. Hey,
Okay, so right now, right, the point being is they can't even say what crime they're there. He said disorderly, but the elements of disorderly, he'd be able to have to articulate that, right? Reasonably articulate that. So right now he is being detained, yet we don't even know what crime it is, so this is wrong.
we go, man.
No, you're not free to leave.
You need to stop.
I don't need to stop. I'm telling you what you need to do. And you're gonna
What
listen.
crime do you suspect me of?
So we're free to talk to you after. We're going to talk to them. We're going to find out what they call the suit, okay?
So you don't know why you're here, but I'm detained?
You're here for a call for service. They called on you guys about being disorderly right now, so we're gonna.
Do you know what disorderly is?
So I'm not answering your question.
So you suspect me of being disorderly, is that what you're saying?
So we're investigating.
Do
You're
you-
gonna be detained for an investigation.
For investigation of a crime. You have
Okay,
to suspect me.
so-
Do you know what reasonable articulable suspicion is, boy?
I'm not going.
Do
down
you
this
know
route.
what reasonable,
You can
you're not
chill.
going down this route? What, the
No,
law,
no.
obeying the law? You're not going down that
Okay,
route?
well, you can chill right here. Okay, you can just hang out for me.
I want to leave now.
You're not free to leave.
So I have a suggestion here for training. So in the military, we often simulate things. That we do a ton of that. That was a large part of my responsibilities in operations and training. And here's what you would do. You would take these scenarios and you'd put these police officers through these people that are auditing or people that are demanding their rights. And a portion of the curriculum is you have to pass this civil rights portion of your qualification. How about that? Anybody got a better idea? But that's one that works in the military very well.
Not free to leave.
Why is that?
Because because we're conducting an
Hey guys, this is Oro Valley Police Department. They're detaining me right now for investigation of which crime? Which crime?
Excuse me. How you doing? So we were just checking. We got
Yeah.
reports, different things going on. We're just making sure that everything's good.
Am I free to go?
Now you are.
If-
You are free to go.
Now-
Great. All right. I need your card. I need your card and I need your card right now.
Okay, you can, I give you my name and badge.
You know, I try not to file lawsuits. You understand,
Okay,
young
you can have
man?
my name and
But you're a
badge.
dumb mother effer.
Okay, well, you can
You
back
don't
up.
get to detain people. No, you can back
You
up.
get-
No, you can
Sir,
back up.
chill out.
Shh.
If you would like to, any
Go
kind
ahead.
of complaints.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're
Go
fine. I
ahead.
understand.
Go ahead, Nichols.
Any,
Nicholson.
Yep, Nicholson. I understand that.
You're dismissed. Walk away.
I'm not-
Sorry. Go ahead. He keeps approaching me aggressively.
He's fine right here.
Nicholson, we're not gonna have any issues.
No, I know
Here,
that.
let me, we're fine. Right?
Absolutely. And
Okay.
I have no issue with you. I understand you guys are doing your.
See the little theatrics there, putting on the gloves? I don't know if you noticed that in the beginning, but he's doing exactly what the cops are. He's giving them some of their own medicine.
Investigation.
When's the last time you were deposed?
If you wouldn't mind.
I'm sorry.
I understand.
Let me take some deep breaths. I get
I
really
appreciate
upset when people threaten violence upon me. I've never threatened violence upon anyone in here. And when you tell me I'm detained and I try to walk out the door and you block my way, that's violence.
How about?
Can you ask the violent man to leave so we can just have a calm talk? Out the door, out the door. I'm no threat whatsoever.
I
Look,
understand that. I understand that.
ask the violent man to leave, please, so we can just be reasonable.
It's just you and I talk right now.
Okay, she can stay and you can stay. These two both detained me,
just-
they can go. She didn't detain me.
No, and so that's what you and I are just talking. You're free to leave at any point you want.
Now, see, there I think he's overstepping a little bit, like directing the police what they need to do. That I think, I don't know, wonder what authority he really has to demand that. But I like the way he's pushing back because he's just telling them what to do, just like they tell people what to do.
Okay,
I understand you wanted to talk, so
and let's have him leave. Please.
you might just step. Absolutely. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
As a request.
I appreciate that. Appreciate you. So-
Him as well, he detained me as well. She can stay as backup. You already know I got no weapons. If I
appreciate it.
were gonna hurt you, I'd hurt you. If you were gonna hurt me, you'd
I
hurt
got
me.
no qualms
Okay,
about
cool.
you, right?
I'll even sit down. How's that?
If you want to, that is perfect.
All right, let's bring this down. Thank
I
you,
appreciate it.
Mr. Nicholson.
So, like I said, we what happens is we get a call that essentially it comes back that someone's being combative in the lobby. And that's what we were trying to figure out is what does combative mean, either physically, anything like that. That's why they're trying to figure out what happened.
Okay,
Talked with them, they said, no, just, you didn't like their answer, this and that. And
Sure.
that's what, all I needed to hear. Everything's fine, you guys are good to take off if you wanna leave,
okay.
anything like that. I understand that you were asking about
Salaries.
Salaries. As far as I know, that information is either online
Right.
or directed through HR.
Right, and we're aware. We had a wonderful conversation with Torres and one of her partners earlier today. We explained everything we're doing, no secrets, no nothing. Torres, I'm glad you showed up too, because a lot of
I
times,
was already still here on scene. I was just on court actually, so I just finished up the.
yeah, that's the problem. A lot of times guys like him show up, they don't know what's going on and anyways.
Brings up another thing. Well, why wouldn't she brief the other officers what's going on? That's kind of a question mark in my mind. Like, if she's briefed on, apparently he's coordinated this or some previous contact with law enforcement, and she's there, it seems like a disconnect.
So, a couple of things at this point then.
Okay.
You got a report that someone was being combative?
That's just the information that somebody was in the lobby was being combative.
Is there,
That's the term that was used.
can you tell me, is there a definition for combative?
I don't know off the top of my head. Typically, combative means a couple of things. We don't know what that means until we get here, which is why we gotta talk to the other party real quick. As soon as we verify that combative wasn't anything physical, and it was their interpretation of something, we have no issue to believe a crime was committed, anything like that.
So when you walked in, were you under the impression that a crime was committed? You personally?
Right, I'm sorry?
Were you personally under the impression that a crime had been committed when you walked
We
in?
don't know, and that's what we have to investigate.
Right,
We don't know.
you don't know.
We don't. So what we're doing is we're trying to verify that a crime has not been committed.
Are you under, sorry, go ahead.
And so that's all we're doing. I think that took me probably 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds to verify that it was just their interpretation that they didn't agree with what you were saying, you didn't agree with what they were saying, and so they called us and somewhere along the words combative was taken, and that's what we just gotta verify that it's nothing, no crime, nothing like that.
Are you under the impression that you can detain someone without actual reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime?
So in investigative purposes, detention is applicable. And so when we're just trying to verify that nothing physical has occurred, at that point, we just gotta verify that information,
Well-
make sure that a crime has not in fact been committed.
Okay, so when you came in, you didn't know if a crime was committed or not.
No,
And
we're gonna conduct
did-
an investigation.
Was I detained then?
At that point, yes, we have to
Okay,
confirm.
great, perfect. So you didn't know if a crime was committed,
We have an investigative purpose.
right? You didn't know a crime was committed, right?
Nope.
And you detained me.
Those officers detained you, and yes,
Did you detain me as well?
I was conducting the investigation, but at that point, we have to confirm that a crime in fact has not been
I
committed.
just need to know who all detained me so I can put the names on the litigation. Did you
Yep.
detain me?
Yep.
You did?
Yep.
Okay. And again, you did not know that a crime was committed, is that
We
right?
do not know.
And you didn't even have a reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime
We
was
have to
committed?
verify that a crime has not been committed based on the information.
Okay, so it's guilty until
So
proven
it's
innocent?
It's an investigative purpose,
Great,
so,
excellent.
yes, sir.
So it's, I was guilty until proven innocent, is that right?
No one's guilty.
Well, I
Just
was
like they-
detained.
They can't leave. If they're calling us saying that something's happened, we have to talk to
Really?
them. But it's
They can't leave?
investigation.
They can't leave?
They're calling us saying, they call us and say a crime's been committed, and they're not giving us any information, they try and leave. What is happening at that point? We can't say you're guilty without getting more information. If they wanna leave, at that point, we're like, you can leave, but we're not gonna conduct an investigation.
This is rich.
Okay.
This is good. Okay, so, did you detain me? Please say no. Just say no, Torres. I don't want to put your name on the lawsuit. Did you didn't detain me, right?
So, if you have any further questions, you can direct them towards me. And if that's not applicable, we can direct you towards the officer.
I'm gonna put that Torres did not detain me. She never did say I was
Perfect.
detained.
That is
You
absolutely.
never verbalized that I was
That
detained.
is absolutely perfect.
Torres is just a really, really good cop.
Yes, she is,
and
absolutely.
we're trying to keep the good ones around. We're trying to get rid of, I mean, if you have a willingness to learn and get better, we might keep you, Nicholson.
Absolutely.
But as long as you think
Education
that,
is important.
as long as you think you get to detain people until you find out if a crime was committed, you're definitely on the chopping block.
Okay,
So-
perfect. And that's perfectly understandable from your point of view. I'm not gonna argue with you
And
about
from a
that.
legal standpoint
Okay,
and from, you know,
absolutely.
yeah.
I'm not gonna
The
argue.
court's
with you
point of view,
Okay.
everyone's point of
about-
view.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
perfect.
We live in a society of law and order, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we want to,
Absolutely.
but then we have people who break the law.
Okay,
Detain
perfect.
people without reasonable articulable suspicion.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I feel
So-
like we can articulate that, but that's okay.
Well, you just told me.
Yeah.
You verbalized that you
For
did not
investigative detention.
believe that I committed a crime. All three of you verbalized that you did not believe I committed a crime.
Okay.
And you still detained me.
Okay.
You know what would have happened if I decided to leave anyways while he was trying to block my way and I used any amount of force necessary to leave?
What's that?
You probably would have beat me up pretty bad, huh?
I would sure hope not.
Yeah, they would have put hands on. They would have physically stopped me, except for Torres. I could tell her demeanor. I could read her energy.
Absolutely. She's a
She already knew what was
phenomenal
going on,
Absolutely.
and she wanted none of this bullshit that you guys were doing.
She's a phenomenal officer.
She is.
So, like I said, if you have any further questions, what I would love to do.
I just need, I need information for the three of you
Absolutely.
so that I
do
can,
that for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
People like Torres are in a tough position though, you know?
Absolutely.
Because she's got two officers here that she knows are breaking the law, that she knows are doing something wrong. But the tough thing is if she stands up against them and says, hey, guys, whoa. Now she's probably gonna get bullied. She's
Oh.
probably gonna get treated bad within the
I don't
department.
think so.
Really? Dude, I've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
I have literally watched good cops get fired.
Oh.
You know why? Because of doing the right thing.
And you know what? And it's usually the good cops that are just getting onto an agency that still have their tail is still wagging. They still want to do the right thing. They got into this for the right reasons. And it's the old school, the ones that have been tainted by years and years of dealing with the worst of our community that changes them. And somehow we need to intervene, break that chain so that the new young ones with the new fresh ideas are the ones that are promoted to the top. The best ideas make it, the best policing makes it. Just the Colonel talking. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Colonel channel. And at the onset, I just want to say I'm having a contest where you can enter your own video for the midweek release of non-legal reactions. So there's a wide variety of aviation, adventure, military, entertainment, wide variety travel on the channel on the midweek release. So if you haven't had an opportunity to look at that, see if there's something there. There's a wide variety. And then we'll just jump into the video, but see this video for the rules, okay? I think I'm pointing to something here that I'll put in later.
Well, I believe that she would be just fine.
When you're part of a criminal enterprise and you're not willing to go along with the criminals, it can be very difficult.
Oh, I can understand that. So if there's any further questions, what I would love to do, like I said, is direct you towards Sergeant Durbin Kelsey, who is part of our internal affairs
Okay.
over there.
Okay.
And if there's any further questions, like I said, regarding salaries, I know that's what you've been looking for. You can direct that towards either online, like I said, all that stuff should be available online.
Durbin?
Or HR, yes, Kelsey,
All right, I've got LPO Nicholson. What's LPO mean?
the lead police officer.
Lead police officer.
Yes, sir.
Trying to make sergeant?
I'm just enjoying my time right now.
Are you?
Yes, sir.
And I will hand it to him. He's trying to do the best. But again, I don't think his training has prepared him for this moment. That's the problem. As far as him trying to de-escalate, I think he's doing the best that he can with the limited information he has due to a failure in his training protocol.
If I didn't have my daughter with me, we would have pushed this a little farther.
Well,
I would have walked out that door. I would have taken the beating.
Oh, I would hope it wouldn't come to that on.
Do you understand Arizona is a stand your ground state? When you're unlawfully attacked, you have every right to defend yourself by any means necessary.
Okay.
Are you aware that even if you're a police officer, when you unlawfully attack someone, they have the right to defend themselves against you?
Absolutely, you
Yeah.
could try that.
And
And
that's-
I would hope that we.
Oh, I know.
I would hope that we won't ever come to that
And
situation.
what would happen if I did defend myself against an unlawful attack
Well,
from you?
I hope we don't have to find out, but officers are gonna do what we need to do.
Right.
And I can't tell you.
You'd probably be willing to kill me over an unlawful detention, wouldn't you?
You know,
The question is, are people willing to do the same to you?
the thing is, I have, my policy that dictates my use of force, and I'm gonna stick to that.
Yeah.
I can't give you hypotheticals.
And as
I
long as,
prefer not to do.
And really, what else can he do, right? If there's some policy, isn't he kind of bound to follow that policy? And if the policy is wrong, then, that should be, a discussion within the agency to change the policy. But if people just don't start following the policy, really you can't hold them accountable either. So you can hold either the person accountable or the policy accountable, but you got to follow the policy.
and as long as,
Hypothetical game.
and as long as you have a policy,
Yep.
you can't be sued. But it doesn't protect you from someone defending themselves against you. So
Well, I
you
don't-
get when you
Yeah.
attack the wrong person and you end up in front of God and you're like, what happened? I was following my policies. How'd that work out for you? Right? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, huh? Go ahead and get out of here. You're
All right,
dismissed.
right on.
Okay, so there you go. I don't need to say much more than I already said. You see how the camera there wasn't an actor in this interaction. And that's my point with this, is that if you want to be doing these audits, which like I said, I'm seeing the value of doing them from an awareness standpoint and for it to cause change in police training, but I definitely think it should be body cam versus body cam. That's just the Colonel's advice. And until the next time, this is Wolf 6 from Minneapolis, out here.